Unfortunately, the stealth genre is dying. It's sad to see that the only game that is keeping the genre pumping at least is Hitman, and even then I feel that with the nature of Hitman's stealth, the series shouldn't have the responsibility of carrying and keeping the genre alive. But if you go back in time a bit, you'll notice many classic revolutionary stealth titles that aren't with us anymore. When comparing Dishonored, the original one, with the definitive edition, you'll barely notice any changes. The game is more like a re-release rather than a remaster. I even thought I got the wrong version, but it's still nice seeing this old classic make its way onto modern hardware. The world of Dishonored is unique in so many ways. The art style is almost comical, and the setting itself, it takes place in this interesting period of time. It's close to the Victorian era with interesting technology. The art style suits the setting so well. It completes the vibe, and I feel like if the game aimed for a realistic look, it would not have felt the same. The style also affects the models. They look unusual but still greatly unique and suits the look of the game. One thing I want to point out as well is the voice acting. I don't know, sometimes it feels like the voice actors are just reading from a script rather than voicing.
With Campbell gone, we've hurt the Lord Regent immeasurably. And with Martin back, we'll have the finest strategist alive.
The Lord Regent must be shitting himself in Dunwall Tower.
Yes, and Campbell's journal, let's not forget.
Now, if we're talking about the original graphics, sure, they're cool. Not crazy or revolutionary or hold up well, but cool. However, when it comes to a remaster, well then yeah, it's trash. Dishonored stealth is basically a genre of its own. The levels are deep and huge, with multiple approaches available, and they are filled with content like collectibles and side objectives. Level design is a huge contributor to Dishonored's success since it has many unique different obstacles with different solutions. Everything affects the world. Killing too many enemies would affect your team's idea of you and increase rat presence, leading to the plague spreading more. I expected a lot more focus on rats since a huge part of the world revolves around the plague, but I didn't encounter many. Stealth is the main focus here. You have a wide set of powers. You start with 2 and you collect runes to unlock others. The powers are actually helpful, and I feel like that's what made the game so unique. The levels are designed to encourage the player to use the maximum potential of the abilities, and you can get pretty creative with them. The game has a special vibe and suits different playstyles. You can evade and distract enemies to make your way to your objective in the vast big streets that are swarmed with enemies, or simply use your abilities to navigate your way above your enemies unnoticed. But there are some annoying mechanics, like if you get spotted by one enemy, all the enemies nearby get alerted immediately and shit hits the fan quick. Not only are there different ways to engage every level, but also eliminate your targets. The game is gory, like you don't hold a severed head in many video games, and the combat is a huge contributor to the gore. The game's combat isn't as unique as the stealth, and enemies can be killed from the first hit after a parry. The executions had some attention put into them. Combining that with the pistol you can use, I would say that despite the game being a stealth game, its combat is well polished. I thought the story would be generic, but honestly, Arcane developed an interesting lore for their well-made world. Corvo Attano, the Empress's bodyguard, was framed for her murder, so he got captured and thrown in jail preparing for his execution. A group of loyalists help Corvo escape the prison, and he makes it his goal to assassinate all who are involved in the Empress's murder and rescue her daughter. Trust me, the blueprint is simple, but the more you progress, the deeper the story goes. The world has so many characters, and it feels alive and active. It's immersive, and even normal NPCs feel like people with responsibilities and struggles. When speaking about Dishonored as a base game, it's an amazing and unique game, and I'm happy that this edition brought it to modern hardware. It didn't improve the look of the game much, but I don't think it's a huge deal, especially when the price is appropriate, and for that, it deserves an 8 out of 10.